Hey, you're listening to Bookmark My Words. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Sarah.
How was your week?
It was good. I officially moved into my new role at work. Yeah, but it's gonna be great. No, seriously, I think it will be. It's just a lot to learn, and I was used to going in and knowing exactly what I needed to do every day. I mean, yeah, it changed every day, but like I knew what needed to be done and how to do it, and like not to sound like, "Ooh," but people would come to me for questions,
And not
and
the other way
so
around.
now I'm like, "Help." So, it's just change, which I hate change, but I think this is gonna be a good one in the long run. I'm still at the same company, so that's nice because I love my company that I'm with. I'm not having to really leave the department that I was with because my desk would literally just move across the hall, and I mean, this hall is like an aisle.
It's like 3 feet
Yeah, it's not
wide.
like a hall
Yeah.
even really. And so they've said as long as my old department doesn't need that cube for anything, they're not even probably gonna mess with me. So, I mean, I still get my peeps and I like the new ones that the very few that are left in the department that I'm moving to. The boys are doing great in school. We tried to have soccer practice last week, the first one of the season, but we had one of those crazy torrential rains that we've been having lately, so they had to call it, but hopefully we'll get to have that this week because the weather is looking gorgeous. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all we've been doing. Like, just still getting back in the routine of school and work and
Yeah.
all that fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
How about you?
My week was a little bit less emotional.
Yeah.
Did get to go pick up Milo's ashes. The place that did the ashes was very, very cute. Ironically, we were in there the same time a man who was getting his ashes done, he was doing like an order. And his dog's name was Milo.
Oh.
And it was so funny because we were like, we're here to pick up Milo. And he went 85 pounds. And we were like, what?
Whoa.
And he went, I'm sorry, wrong Milo. You're talking about the cat. And we were like, yes. And he was like, okay, hold on a second. And he went in the back and got him. But it was just kind of like,
He's
um,
a big boy, but not that big boy.
he's not that big. I mean, don't get me wrong. I asked them when they called and asked me how we would like to like make arrangements and stuff like that. I asked him, I said, can we split up his ashes a little so that way I can have some to pour out later and then some to bigger than what I think.
Gotta
He was a big cat. I
He
mean,
was a big cat.
he's mostly just in length. He was really he wouldn't weigh a whole lot towards the end, but he was a huge cat. I mean, when he
Well, I mean, he was
stretched,
part Maine Coon,
yeah, when he
so
stretched up to my waist, I mean, the tip of his ears came up to like my side.
yeah.
So, but after that, that was like Thursday. Beginning of the week was kind of a little blah. I mean, we're just going through the
Kind of
motions.
in a blur, yeah.
And then Saturday, I went over, took my English praxis for my license,
Ooh.
passed it. That was the first time I've ever like driven somewhere since the
Yeah,
last
I didn't
time.
even think about that you drove over there this time.
Yeah, we drove over there. It wasn't like
Yeah.
at home because they kept having an issue with my computer. So I was
Yes, I
like,
forgot that.
well, you know what? I'll just drive over there. And it was so much easier.
Yeah, because you don't have to rearrange your entire
I don't have
room.
to rearrange my whole entire room. They didn't have to ask me to open doors, nothing. And even the lady, because you get there and they do record you reciting this pretty much like a verbal contract of
Yeah,
blah blah blah. You know, state tests are. You hand them your driver's license. I had to hand them my glasses.
like the Google glasses now, I
Yeah, they
guess.
have to make sure
Yeah.
there's no glasses. I had to show them my ears, my hands. I didn't have any of these bracelets on, or rings or earrings. They're like, no. And yeah, and then they were like, "You get a locker if you need to put your purse in there." And I literally looked at this girl and I turned I was wearing these pants, these exact pants, and I went, "I don't have anything." And she went, "What about your cell phone?" And I went, "I left it out in the car." And she went, "So you've done this before?"
Yeah.
And I went, "Yeah." I said, "This is the first time being in like person. I normally do it at home." I said, "But yeah, I just brought my driver's license." And she went, "Okay, let's go." And so they went in. I didn't have to log into anything. They just Like, it had a picture of me and everything.
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, this nice." But,
Yeah, because it takes some of that beginning stress off a little bit. I mean, you
yeah.
still gotta drive there and get there and all that, but
I will say there was a moment I thought mom I don't know who was gonna kill who first. I don't know if mom was gonna kill me because I yelled at her, or because I yelled at her because she got a little confused. Mom's not the greatest at reading a GPS,
yes, that is in fact true. And she knows it.
and she knows it, and it did have us go in a kind of a funky way, and it did like one of these things where it's like, you drive up a street.
Were you in Cookville?
Yeah, slight over and then slight this way again, and then you go on a straight road and then you're there. She got confused and just like out of nowhere just turned right. And I went, "Where are you going?" And she went, "Oh, it said turn right." And I went, "It didn't say nothing." I said, "Where are you going?" And she went, "Oh, it's okay." And then it rerouted us.
Mm.
And then after it rerouted us, it was a simpler way. It was more of a straight shot. And I went, "Oh, okay, just follow the road." Then she starts to turn around and I went, "Where are you going?" Of course, I start yelling and
Right.
she's like, "Don't yell at me." And I'm like, "What are you going?" And she's like, "I'm following GPS." And what GPS says, go straight now. And she was like, "Okay, sorry." And I was like, "You're freak." And then we got there. When people talk about test anxiety, no, y'all get test nervous. You don't get test anxiety where
Yeah, no, you're bad.
you go and like it was a game to my friends in high school where they'd look at me and go, "Hey, Stephanie, we have a test today." And they would like to watch me just spaz out. First of all, we're great friends. Second,
I know.
we didn't know that was like, because they knew I had test anxiety. So when y'all talk about, "Oh, I have test anxiety, I get a little sweaty." No, like when you can physically smell my body put off a weird odor and you throw up a few times before you go in and you're hot and you're sweaty. Every picture I have in every single one of those praxis tests, I look like I'm in a mugshot.
Deer in headlight.
Lights, because they tell you not to smile anyway. Automatically, I always look older when I don't smile.
And mean.
And just like that picture, very pale. I don't put on makeup when I go take those tests because I don't want to fool with it. It's too much at that moment. So it was very, yeah. Some of y'all don't know what real test anxiety is like, because I mean, I have hyperventilated on camera in front of a test proctor before, and they're just like, "It's okay." And I'm like, "It's not okay." Like these poor people that don't know me, all they know me by is just like this information sheet they get is like, "This girl's nuts. She gonna
Yeah.
go be a teacher.
She's gonna, like, lose her
She's gonna be
mind.
great." Um, but yeah. Also, shout out to Emma for my bracelets. Asked her, and I'd fully intended on paying her, but she gave them to me as like a sympathy bracelets, um, for Milo.
They
She did
turned out
them.
very good.
They're very pretty. I found some stack ones on Pinterest, and I was like, "Oh, those are cute." And then I was like, "Oh, I should do bracelets for Milo."
Mhm.
Um, cause yeah, I didn't want to do anything like hold his ashes or anything. I don't. That's not my style. So I was like, "No, I just want to do something simple." But so shout out to her, also a longtime listener,
Yes.
so but today we don't have any one particular book. We're kinda both in the process of reading. I'm reading like 3 books at once.
I think what my problem is I have read the first Hunger Games before, and I have, of course, also watched the movie. So I am struggling, but I'm afraid that there's stuff in the first one that I don't remember.
Yeah.
So I don't want to skip it and go to the second one, but I'm also very much struggling to get through it. Not because I mean it's a great book,
Not because it's not a great book.
but like I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember
Kinda like how it
that."
was with Game of Thrones,
Yes.
and I watched the show first, and then I was like, "This is literally just season 1."
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
after a few chapters in, it
I just wish I would have read them
changed.
before the movies,
It's okay.
but you can't go back.
No. You can do the new ones.
Yeah. And now my youngest he's decided he wants to read it with me, and I thought that would motivate me, but he is also not picked it up all weekend. So, we're doing great. But that's currently what I'm reading now, and after I went through these, I might get me a side book too.
Yeah, that's what I always do, get me a side book. I always do an audio, and then I do a physical.
Oh, yeah. I do have an audio going, but I ran out of minutes on Spotify,
Oh, that's right.
so they don't roll over till September. And I was seriously gonna buy them but they're like $15 for extra minutes, and it's like, I only pay 21 for the membership.
You might as well just get an Audible.
Like, let me just buy the book at that point.
I was gonna say, you might as well just get an Audible membership and just buy the 15 and get a free whole book,
I know.
and also their free stuff in general.
Yes.
But
So,
anyway, we were gonna do since we figured since it's, like, the end of August,
almost the Burr months.
yeah, we figured we'd do, like, our I know it's a little past half
Yeah.
year, mid-year, you know what we mean. Anyway,
We're checking
what we
in
would like
quarterly.
yeah, what we would like to read for the rest of the year. Reading goals for the rest of this year,
Yeah.
the next few months. So, you wanna go first?
Am I reading my whole list?
You know how quick of a show that would be if you just read your whole list?
Or we're gonna bounce back and forth?
We can do back and forth.
Okay. So, I've talked about this book a little before. I've touched on it. I didn't know the title of it, but when I went to look it up, I found out it's already been released. I thought she hadn't released it yet either, but
Oh, and which
apparently
one?
she has. And it's my girl Geneva Rose, and it's called Dating After the End of the World. That's that one that's like a rom-com in the apocalyptic
The
world.
zombie ones,
Like
yeah.
zombies are in the world. So that one's been released. It's already got reviews on it. And it's got some pretty good reviews. So I definitely would love to read that one before the end of this year. We'll see if I make it.
You'll probably make it.
Maybe.
I think if we get some crispy
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
well,
I don't read when it's hot,
I
which makes
don't
0 sense.
I think it's because I can't read with a blanket. Is that stupid? I can't open
Well, I
my
mean, at
window.
my house, I can always have a blanket.
And
But
also, I read more now. This sounds really dumb. Sounds so dumb. If there's football on TV,
yes.
I need something to kinda, like, balance that out. If I was to go over to your house and Andy's watching sports, I could probably sit there and read, like, a whole freaking book.
Yeah.
And, like, in it I think it's just the sound and the motion, but I'm not interested in it, and it's not like music,
Yeah.
so I can sit there and read and kinda, like, not have to learn to tune it out so much.
And also, I'm not trying to read anything on Kindle right now. I am back to
Ooh.
trying to read physical books, and I am bad at that.
You can't do it, you're a goal-oriented
I
person.
am bad at that.
I mean, I will say, though, that took me I read grab that.
This little guy?
Yeah. I found this in the trash at school, at work, and I was like, "I should read that, it's a classic," and then I thought it was just, like, one little installment of a bigger book. It is not, it is the whole book, it is
I
Mice of Men, and I thought
I really thought that was a
that
big
little
boy.
classic was supposed to be huge. Look, it's my phone is thicker.
I had no idea.
It is a little it uses words we don't use. Think of the time period.
That's why it was in the trash, huh? That's probably banned at school
I
now.
think it is on the banned list. I will say I kinda get why. Like, it would have to be, like, an upper high school because of language and some of the content, but, it wasn't a bad read. It was a very quick read. I counted it to I needed something really quick. It took me about a week to read. It was 140 something pages.
Not even 107.
Oh, was that one 107? Okay. On my Fable, it counted 144.
Oh.
So it might be the print,
Yeah.
but that was not, like, my goal. I was just saying, like, that's where we're at right now because of all the testing and schooling and stuff.
Yeah.
But so mine is, I've technically started it. I started it Friday. Already, I love it. Maybe it's because 'cause I'm a '90s kid, and that is Jurassic Park
That's a
by
book?
Michael Crichton. Yes, that is a book. I knew that was a book because somebody Back when I used to play Xbox, such a nerd. Back when I used to
Yeah.
play Xbox, there was a guy that used to play with me and the ex-husband, and he was like we were talking about books, and he said, "I'm gonna tell you my favorite book." And we were like, "What's your favorite book?" And he went, "Jurassic Park." And I started laughing. I went, "Movies don't count." And he went, "Oh, what now, book nerd? It's an actual book." It is a book. It's based in the 80s. If it continues the way it's going, it's a lot the movie is a lot like it. And
Okay.
I really like it, and it's pretty interesting because it's not just one point of view either. It does kind of flip some
Hmm.
points of views every now and then. Here's my one problem with it. Maybe it's because I don't like science or I'm dumb. I don't know. Every now and then it gets a little like scientific, like isotopes
Oh,
and all this and the cellular
it's a
structure
little science babbly.
and I'm like, I can't do it.
Are you listening
Yeah. So that is
to the book? I just
yes, I am listening. I am listening to it. I found it. Don't come at me. I found it on Spotify for free. So it's like done. Someone did it as like episodes, but I think the guy got permission because he has like everything. And then every now and then you can hear. So I think he's like reading it and recording it and posting it as episodes.
that's kind of cool.
That that's my first book I would like to definitely finish. It is a from what I understand a pretty big book. 416 pages. And then the next one is there's another one but they're kinda linked, kinda not. The Lost World. So pretty
Oh,
much
the
Jurassic
second,
Park
yeah.
1 and then Part 2. That's my first one I would like to finish, obviously, because 'cause I'm reading it right now.
My next one is another Geneva Rose. I've been meaning to read this one all year. Well, since it came out, I can't remember what time of year it came out, but it's been out a while. And it's her follow up to The Perfect Marriage. It's called The Perfect Divorce.
Oh, okay.
Um, and I've heard it's really good. I've not seen anything bad about it, really.
Your Geneva Rose is about how I talk about J.R. Ward.
I know. Geneva Rose is probably gonna put like something out against me, like a restraining order, but it's fine. I love
No, do you
her.
know what state she lives in?
Wisconsin.
Okay, so you are just as crazy as I am. Because that's what people are like, "You don't get crazy until you know what state," and I'm
She
like,
took
"Kentucky."
the baby, which I
I
don't know
saw
his
that.
name. I don't know his name, so I'm not super crazy.
I wanna say it
She's
was, like,
announced it.
Chase?
See, I was gonna say Colin, but I think Chase is right.
I wanna say Chase.
I think Chase is right. But she took him book signing.
You put it out there, it's on TikTok. We're
Yeah,
not
I mean,
crazy.
well, I'm not the
Book
only one because, like, I read the comments and people are like, "I don't live anywhere near you," and every time I pick up one of your books, I still check to make sure that it's not signed by
just
you.
checking,
Like,
you know,
and I do too if I'm in person. I'm like, "Well, she could have been traveling."
I
Not now that
immediate
she's got the baby,
I
but
immediately know because she's always in a Target. We don't got one of those. Not anywhere close.
no. But you bet your bottom dollar when I am in one, I seek all her books out to check it because she signs all of them, not just the new releases. All of her books that she can find,
Like
she
I
signs them.
said, if I was to ever publish a book, my signature would be worth nothing because I would sign anything and everything. People go, "You sign this?" "Sure."
I'm pretty certain hers is probably at that point too,
Yeah.
but that's what I
Well,
love about it.
and anymore, some it's like one of the authors said, you know, there's people out there that just they don't want anything fancy. They just want your signature.
Yeah, I
They
think it's
do,
really cool that you wrote this and now you've signed that.
yeah. Like they just want you to interact with
Yeah,
them, and sometimes signings is just how that happens.
I'm not gonna sell it,
Yeah,
but
that's what I mean. Like if anybody gets a hold of mine, I'm gonna be like, well, they're not worth anything.
yeah.
They're priceless to me,
Right.
and I think that's the big thing. My next book is okay. So we all know I read The Handmaid's Tale. So this is The Testaments.
Was that
Margaret
the next one?
Atwood, yeah. And it
Oh.
follows I don't know, I don't understand if it's after The Handmaid's Tales, where it follows Aunt Lydia, or if it's before to show how she became an aunt.
Ooh.
I've heard both sides. I don't know. I've not really read the synopsis lately to remember. I just know they said it was a little more faster pace
Mm,
than The Handmaid's Tale, which is great because it took me like 3 years to read
yeah.
The Handmaid's
That
Tale,
one did drag for you.
where it
Yeah.
was like, "Oh god. Yeah. This is forever."
My next one is and I have been asked if I've read this book, and I have been asked, and I have been asked, and I have been asked, and I think I'm putting it off because of how
People hype it.
well, not even only that, but everybody talks about how much they cry.
Why are we reading to cry? I could do that all on my own.
Some people like it.
No.
So, this is The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros, and, like,
Sorry.
it's
Like,
even I've even crossed over onto the TikToks for it,
oh,
and, like, they're, like, recording themselves, like, crying at the final chapters, and they're, like, Skyping their friend, and, like, the friend's like, "Oh, I know where you're at!" And so, like, apparently, like, it's life-changing.
I don't want anything life changing.
You're not a crier.
Maybe that's what. Anytime I cry a lot, so I did this last week. My eyelids bruised.
Bruised?
They bruised because I rub my eyes. Cause then after I cry, my eyes get really dry, and then I was rubbing them in my sleep, and my eyelids bruised,
Oh
so
my
I
lord.
had to put on makeup.
So, like, your body literally doesn't even like to cry.
That's not right.
I mean, mine'll puff up. I call them goldfish eyes. You know those goldfish that, like, have the really big eyes? Like, they kinda, like,
Yeah.
pop out? Some reason that's what my eyes remind me of when I cry a lot, and it's like my upper eyelids almost, like, swell,
Yeah.
like, get, like, poofy,
Yeah.
and, like, as the day goes on, they go down, but every time the day after, they look terrible because you put your makeup on swollen eyelids, and then they go down, and it ain't gonna look the same, and so
This is gonna look
every
weird
all
later.
day long, everybody's like, "You okay?" It's like, "Yeah,
I'm fine.
just got the goldfish eyes, it's fine." So, yeah.
So my next one is The Hate You Gave by, yeah,
I've read that, it's really good.
Thomas, Angie Thomas.
Did I give that to you?
You did not.
Do I still have it?
You
Did I
do.
read it in print?
Yes.
Okay.
How do I know about your bookshelf?
I don't know. I thought I read it in print because that was back before I had the Kindle app. It
That was back, like, in 2020 when you read it.
Yes, I read that one a long time ago. It was a good one.
Someone told me
It made me mad.
and she's not the librarian that listens, a different librarian, told me if you wanna be a teacher or a librarian that works in a school, you need to read it to understand point of views of other people.
Yeah, I could see that.
She's like, "You need to read it because especially in the place there's not a whole lot of diversity here," and
Yeah.
she's like, "You gotta understand what especially if you move away from here," she's like, "You gotta understand
Yes.
how some kids view the world." So she told me to read it. It's on the list. It's been on the list for a while, it's been a few years, but I feel like right now would be a good time to read it.
Yes, it definitely would.
So, that's on the list.
Yeah.
That's on the list. 'Cause, I looked at my Fable account, and on that list, which doesn't have the books that are listed in the in
Her
the
hidden cupboard that she's not read that I didn't know existed.
it's
Don't buy this girl a book.
it's
It's
fine.
impossible to do.
Here's the thing, if somebody buys me a book, I'm gonna go, "Oh, thank you!" And I'm never gonna tell them that I've already
Except you
got
did
it.
me.
Well, you're different, you're
You went,
here.
"Oh, I have this."
"Oh, if you have this," and I went, "Yeah, I have this."
Yeah. But that's fine. We've replaced it with 2 that you do not have. So, my turn. Okay, so I didn't realize this. This one has been on my list for a little while just because it's kind of I don't know that I've ever read anything by this author, Ruth Ware, but she's kind of along the lines of, well, let me put it this way. I've never read anything, but I assume she's along the lines of Lisa Jewell and Sherry Lapina because when I started reading a lot of those, her books started popping up. So I'm assuming they're similar. And this one is called The Woman in Cabin 10. And I didn't know until I was looking up to make this list. This is actually getting ready to be a Netflix series.
Yeah,
Um, or maybe it already is. I don't know. I don't get to watch TV. My kids rule the TV. But
I'd kick them out.
yeah.
They got their own room,
Well,
just for a little
I
while.
almost did the other day because of the next thing I'm gonna talk about. But, so I would really like to know what the lady in Cabin 10 did. or happened to her, or I guess it's about a cruise ship.
One of my favorite one of my favorite shows on Netflix was The Girl in the Window on the Train
No!
or whatever it's got
Yes, it's like a spoof
it's like
of
a
all the
spoof, and it's hilarious. The Girl in
with,
the Window on the Train.
Kirsten Bell.
Yeah, Kristen Bell. I freaking love that one.
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell? I think it's Kristen
I
Bell.
think it's Kristen.
We don't know.
I don't
Like I
I
said,
love her though,
we don't do names.
but
At this point, we just, like, look at each other and just go, "Meh." Um,
there's not a lot going on up here.
yeah.
We're doing the best we can.
We just know each other's names. We don't truly use them. So my next one, I had it downloaded, and then I just forgot to listen to it, and that is The Skeleton Crew by Stephen King, and that
Oh.
is, like, a mashup of all of his little novellas.
Oh.
So
Novella.
yeah, that's it. That's like a smash up of all of his little novellas. They're not big enough to be books themselves. I mean, like, they'd be this big, or they weren't that popular. He didn't like them, and they were like, "Hey, let's just toss this all in one big book." And he was like, "Sure." Um, I would like to finish that.
So you've started it and forgot
Started
about
it.
it?
Remember when we talked about the monkey?
Yes.
It sounds so weird when I
The
say that.
monkey.
Yes. When it
It
came out,
became a
it
movie.
became a movie.
Yes, and it was creepy.
And everybody was freaking out, and I was like, "I'm pretty
Yes.
sure that's a Stephen King book." So that's what's in there,
Oh.
and
Maybe you'll end up reading it towards Halloween.
I should do that.
My next one, and this is another one that I have been asked if I have read it, if I have watched it. Y'all know I'm a crime girly. I am not much of a romance lady. Um, but I will say I did start the show, and I am 3 or 4 episodes in, and it is starting to catch my attention, and that is The Summer I Turned Pretty
Oh, yeah.
by Jenny Han. Obviously, this is a book that's a series. There's 3 of them, so I'll see if I can get the first one read and make goals to read the other 2. But everybody tells me it's worth it, and it just kinda takes you back to that, like, high school-y love story, which is honestly the reason I think I'm gonna struggle, but 'cause I've been there, done that. But maybe not. Maybe not, because the show, like I said, I've watched the first couple of episodes, and it does seem like it's picking up. I think I'm gonna really struggle with what team I'm on, because of course it's a love triangle.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so what I've seen about it, I don't think I'm going the way everybody else is going, but I don't know. I've not seen or read all of it yet, so I've not made my decision yet. Like I said, very, very new into it, so can't really claim a team yet. But that is that one.
So don't think I'm a weirdo.
Could I ever?
Probably. You're the only person you and Eric and immediate family are the only people that are allowed to think I'm a weirdo. Everybody else, I can really be a weirdo. Make it your problem.
Sounds like a threat.
It is. Anyway.
You guys better like our podcast.
No. So, next one would be, because I talked about possibly September,
Yes?
might be a surprise later this week, we'll let you guys know. Zodiac by Robert Graysmith.
Ooh, I don't think that's a weirdo. Well, you really think I'm gonna think you're a weirdo?
For reading murder well, it's not, it's a true crime.
Right.
It's a true crime.
How many? I've got like 4 true crimes on my
That's true.
list read this year.
Yeah, but, like, I'm looking forward to it.
I did too.
Like, I'm not, but I am.
It's a weird feeling.
It's a
'Cause it's
weird
not like I'm not happy that any of this happened, but, like, I want to know more.
everybody that talks about, like, any true crime girly that's got, like, a especially the ones that, like, get into serial killers and they're like, "Oh, this particular serial killer fascinates me." Mine is the Zodiac. I think
I could
it's
see that.
because of all the little decipher thingies.
You're a puzzle girly.
How is it he was able and, like, they think they might have figured out who it is, but also at the same time, no, not really, because 'cause they've all passed away.
Yes.
What was that?
Did you watch his there was I mean, I'm
A
sure
Netflix,
there's,
yeah.
like, a ton out there, but the Netflix one,
Yes.
I watched that. It was good.
I remember I made the ex-husband watch, like, the one with Jake Gyllenhaal and Robert Downey Jr. in it.
Yes.
I would fall asleep every time, and he's like, "Why are you falling asleep?" I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"It's kind of a comfort movie." Oh, and I
I
was like,
can't
"It's."
always fall asleep to true
I
crime.
was like, "It's kind of a comfort movie," and he went, "That's nuts. They're killing people." And I went, "But, like, at this point, it's a reenactment, so to me, in my head, it's not real."
I think I read something, and it's something about your nervous system.
Oh, that's good.
That if you relax to true crime, which is a lot of the women in the world, I mean, that's a pretty big group
Kinda in a
of
constant fight or flight.
that's a pretty big group of women that, I mean, love to listen to true crime. Yeah, I think it's something about your nervous system. I can't remember what I read, but I was like, "Yeah, that probably tracks." Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that probably
I slowly wonder if we're all reincarnated and we're trying to be like, "Is that how I died? Was that me?"
maybe I was a detective in a past life.
Or maybe I was a victim, and now I'm just like, maybe
Maybe I was a victim.
maybe I was a victim, and now I'm like, we want answers, which is why we don't like the unsolved ones. I want answers.
This one, I think Stephanie actually bought this for me for Christmas. If not, she bought me some in the series. Because I think when she bought them, I'm not sure if she knew they were a series or not. I didn't. It,
I
apparent
did.
Oh, you
I
did?
just didn't know which one was the first one.
Oh. She might have bought me I gotta look in my bookcase, but I really do wanna read this, and I might break this one out soon because we're getting ready to go into the Burr months, and this is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. Um, they just look like really cute little books. I was reading the synopsis on this one again when I was getting my list together, and I feel like it's just like a Hallmark movie, but in book form. But I think some people have said there's a little spice level to it
That's
too.
what the peppers are on the side.
Oh wait, I got peppers?
There's peppers on the side.
I wonder how many peppers they are.
I think the one I bought you was like 3,
Ooh!
and then
I
there's
mean,
another
how
one that was
spicy are
2.
their spicy
I
peppers?
don't know. See, that's what I never
So
know.
that's not very Hallmarky of them.
You're like that's why I kinda chuckled earlier when you were like, "Reminds me of a Hallmark," and I was like,
I mean, I didn't read the whole synopsis, so maybe there's a but okay, that'll be fun. But I know you got me like 1 or 2 of them, so I really do need to read them.
Alright, my next one is The Spirit Collection of Thorn Hall. It's by J. Ann Thomas, and pretty much from what I've seen from, like, the synopsis, a lady is in a house that's stuck in time, and it's, like, ghosts. I don't know if she's stuck in time too or not, but sh apparently that she has to choose between love or freedom.
Ooh.
Ew. I'll tell you a book that I'm probably won't read because everybody's like, "It's an amazing book," but it's absolutely terrifying, and that is Tender is the Flesh.
I don't think I know that one.
You probably don't.
Who's that? Is it real?
It is a real no. I was like, "A real book?" Yeah.
No, I mean, no, a real story, or is it like
No, it's made up because it follows some people as like a virus gets released and then all animal meat becomes dangerous to eat, so
uh,
society becomes cannibals. And it is always popping up on my TikTok that's like, "Hey, you probably like this." And I'm like, "I would not, good sir, like that. Not that one.
oh,
No." But someone said, I don't know. Like I said, don't I've not even really read the synopsis. I just know like the gist of it. Someone said that in the book they were, like, putting stuff in the animal meat, and that's how it became dangerous to
So they
eat.
were making
They
you
were
become
making
cannibal.
this yeah. Someone went I swear somebody one of the reviews said, "I swear somebody wrote this book so that way they can produce more vegans because that is truly messed up." I had nightmares, like, when it gives, like, horror story people that read this all the
No,
time,
I can't read that.
nightmares, nope. I'm like, "Nope, nope, nope, thank you, no thank you."
Okay, so another one that I think I'm gonna add to my list is Out of the Woods, and it's Out of the Woods, a girl, a killer, and a lifelong struggle to find the way home. And it's by Greg Olson. I've read his one of it says it was on the best-selling list. If You Tell by him, and that is also another that one's really hard because I had to finish it because I had to know how it ended,
Yeah,
but the things that this mother put her children through were
awful.
awful. Awful. There were a lot of times where I was
Okay.
just like,
I know which
I
yeah,
don't know that I could finish this book, but I did love his writing style, and so that one is another one of his,
'cause
and
that's a Frankie lady, right?
no,
Oh,
no, Frankie was no, this one, that's the one that locked her, like, taped her son up,
yeah.
but it's rough. I recommend it like,
If you can stomach
if you
that.
can stomach it, it's incredible to see what these kids went through and survived, and because it does tell their whole story. But you're gonna be mad, and you're gonna be sad.
Is this the one with the she had, like, an autistic boy, and she married a cult leader by accident? No? Okay.
No, but I think I wanted to read that one. And the kids go missing?
JJ? Yeah,
Yes.
and the daughter, and
No.
then the oldest son is like, "Where's my siblings?" Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Not that,
Not that.
but I do wanna read about that too.
Because I
Like, I've
wanna say
seen
that
the
was
ne
Idaho too.
yeah. These, I can't remember where If You Tell takes place. I know they moved around Oregon.
Oregon!
It came back to me. I think it was Oregon.
Sometimes it just smacks you in the
It
face.
just I don't even remember why that just smacked me in the face. Yeah, it's a true crime story of three sisters determined to survive their mother's house of horrors. After more than a decade, when sisters Nikki, Sammy, and Tori hear the word mom, it claws like an eagle's talons, triggering memories that have been their secret since childhood until now. Washington. 4 years behind the closed doors of their farmhouse in Raymond, Washington, their sadistic mother, Sherry, subjected her girls to unimaginable abuse. She degraded them, torture, and psychic terrors. Through it all, Nikki, Sammy, and Tori developed a defiant bond that made them far less vulnerable than Sherry imagined, even as others were drawn into their mother's dark and perverse web. The sisters found the strength and courage to escape an escalating nightmare that culminated in multiple murders, howling and heart. I swear I know how to read, people. I don't remember so many words. I don't remember them big words. Them big words. Hallowing and heart trending. If You Tell is a survivor story of absolute evil and the freedom and justice that Nikki, Sammy, and Tori risked their lives to fight for. Sisters forever, victims no more, they found a light in the darkness that made them a resilient women they are today. Loving, loved, and moving on. But yeah, that one I have read. I don't remember. I wish you would tell me when I read it. I know it was last year sometime, but it was one that I picked up, Books A Million, and I think it was in one of those, like, aisles that they do, they pull them
Yeah.
out, and some reason I was just drawn to it, and it it was wild. It was a wild ride, and, like, it was so wild that, like, as you're reading it, you'd forget that this is not made up.
Yeah, where it's
Like, a
like,
lot of
"Oh."
times I would forget that it first of all, I somewhere missed that it was a true story to begin with. So the first several chapters, I had no idea was a true story. And then it got to where it's so far out there and disgusting that
You were like,
I
this
don't
has to
know
be
if
made up."
that was, like, my brain getting me through it or what, but it just seemed made up.
The next one I would like to read, okay, I've been watching someone at work told me to watch the Netflix show 'cause he heard about that I was really into, like, true crime stuff like that, and he's like, "Well, have you watched Narcos
Oh, yeah.
and Netflix?" And I went, "No." I said, "It's" which is still a true statement. I said, "It seems like it's a lot of just sex." And he went, "This is true. But if you can ignore that, the story's really good." And he said, "Sure." And I mean, it even tells you some of it is dramatized for the
Mhm.
writing itself and because it's a TV show. But so apparently his son, Juan Pablo Escobar, wrote a book called Pablo Escobar, My Father.
Oh.
And it shows because he was little. He was like, gosh, like from the time he was like 3 years old up
Yeah.
until he was like 13, 14, 15, he just thought his dad was just a businessman.
Right.
He didn't talk business in front of his kids or his wife.
Wow.
So he wrote about how he saw his father and then like how it kind of came about, like at the end of it and how everything, like he even changed his name when he got older. He changed his name so that way people couldn't find him because
Right.
he didn't want to be associated with it. But he did write a
Wow.
book and was like, "This is how I saw my father, even though you guys saw him
Right.
as a
This is what he
monster,
was as my
but
father.
he didn't act like that all the time."
That's crazy
So, I really wanna
that
read
he was
that.
able to, like, turn it on and off.
Yeah. In which they said it was just more of like a he just wanted better, and then somewhere along the line, everything it got greedy.
Took a
It
turn,
just
yeah.
took a bad turn. So, I kinda wanna read that, and
Yeah.
maybe I'll read that because I don't think it's a very big book. Yeah, maybe I'll read that, talk about it next month.
Another one that I would like to read and okay, so it reminded me of it when you were talking about how much sex. Um,
Sorry.
everybody at work has been going crazy. Everybody at work and on the internet has been going crazy for the new Netflix series, The Hunting Wives.
Oh, yeah.
I have still not finished it because I very much cannot watch it anywhere remotely near the children.
That's what someone else said.
Um, and it can't even be playing at my desk. Like, this needs to be like I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, Jesus, because, like, if I've gotta hide it that much to watch it, probably should not be watching it. But, like, the underlying story to it, though, too, is, like, very captivating. So here again, like, if you can get past all the sex, there's, like, a murder, actually 2, really. And so they're trying to figure that out. Well, I found out that's based on a book.
Oh,
So
maybe you could read the book
yeah,
instead of
yeah.
watching the show.
Maybe it won't be so vivid.
Sometimes the visual stuff is, like, too
Mm.
much. I can read about it, but I can't visually watch it. I just
It's
can't.
a
I'm just
lot.
like,
I mean, there's a
"Whoa."
lot. This Texas town is a little wild. Well, they're a little wild, but,
And it's like it's loosely based on a true story, right?
I don't know. The actresses are great in it.
I wanna
Um,
say one of the ladies was once on the TV show House. She played, like, one of the love interests.
no, it is not based on a true story.
Oh, okay.
Just on the novel that she wrote in 2021. Yeah, so that one's pretty I mean, I'm dying to finish it, but here, where am I supposed to finish it at? Yeah.
Can't watch it. I guess technically you can come over here and watch it, and
Yeah.
I'll be like, "It's not what you think. It's just a lot going on right
Yeah.
now." Just yeah.
It is wild. It is wild.
Because I thought about watching
Um,
it, and then I was like, some lady came on TikTok and went, "Here, I thought this was about wives that got together when their husbands went hunting." And she went, and I was sitting and my son was sitting next to me, and he was like, "What's happening?" She said, I was like, "Nothing."
yeah.
So,
A lot of wives are liking it because their husbands don't mind to watch the show with them, but
oh, I can't imagine why.
I mean, There's a little bit of all it's
All
a
kinds of
it's a
mixtures.
very wide spectrum there of the love, but it takes a lot for me to fast forward something, and there were scenes that I'm not even gonna lie, I was like, "Okay, let's speed this up. I wanna know who killed Abby, please. Why are we doing this right now? There's a dead teenager."
What's happening? Get it together.
Ma'am. But
That's not what I would be doing if there
yeah,
was a dead teenager.
you are accused of murdering a dead teenager. What are we doing? But so, yeah, I might check out the book and see if it's any I mean, if it's relatively close, but I got a lot on my list.
Well, technically, we've still got 4 months.
Yes, but I only have 3 books until I'm finished with my goal.
I am not.
My little flower on Fable is almost complete, and she's happy.
Mine is not. I think how many did I get? I'm
You've
at
had a
18.
lot. Well, first of all, your goal was like 2 times my goal.
My goal was only 5 more than what it was last year.
Yes, but you've had a lot go on this year.
What is my goal? It's 45, but what is
Oh, but where are you at?
I'm at 19.
You
Uh,
better find some more mice of men.
so it says 5 books per month and you will hit your goal by the end of the year, which that is pretty much a book and a half a week.
Oh, you better find some audios.
I know. Well, that's what I'm like trying to do, but I got rid of my Audible.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what the Stephen King's for. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. That's why I was like, do you think rereading a book and just read it really quickly? Be like that one guy. I don't know what show it's on, but he goes, I just read really fast. I have photographic memory. Remembered it. And I can't remember what TV show that is, but that's what he does. And the girl looks at him and she went, you did not. And he's like, it's my superpower. It's some type of like fantasy type deal. And he can remember everything he like, but that's how he reads. He's always like, she's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm reading a book.
Oh,
And she's looking at him like, you're a
you're full
dumbass.
of it.
And of course, I gotta say, I would be the same way. I'd be like, what are you doing?
No, yeah.
You're
Don't
messing with
I
me.
don't buy it. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be fine.
Well, that is today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We know we didn't talk about just one book in particular, but we wanted to talk about our goals for the rest of the year because we're getting close to the end. Yay! I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
It's gotta be.
Uh, I don't do well with odd number years.
2026 has to be better.
Oh, God, it's not better. It's not better. I'm
It's
gonna
gotta
need
be.
stronger medication. I need at least a cat by
Same.
then.
Yeah, you can come borrow mine.
She don't like me, but we hope that was a good episode. And we hope you have an amazing Tuesday and a fabulous week. And we might release some news towards the end of this week. We'll talk about it. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.